Hello guys, and welcome back to another Wings of Fire book review. This time it's on Wings of Fire Book 6, Moon Rising, told by the perspective of Moonwatcher. So this is the first book of Arc 2, where we are going to follow the Jade Winglet, and there's a Jade Mountain prophecy. And so, before we get into the plot and the characters, I want to start by saying, I think it was really cool that the map and the Guide to the Dragons of Paria was updated, so you get to see what's happened from the first arc to the second arc. And while we're on that, there will be spoilers for all the previous books and the first arc period. You could start reading this series in arc 2, but you would be missing a lot from arc 1, so it's a good idea to read the first books up until this one. So yeah, so some things that are changed in the map was like the ruins of the Summer Palace. We actually see the location of Queen Moorhen's palace. It's Queen Thorn's stronghold now, not Burns, and we see Queen Ruby's palace because Scarlet's not around anymore, or so we think. And so the Guide to the Dragons of Paria is updated and edited by Starflight of the Nightwings, which I thought was a nice touch. And then there's this extra 2 pages that says welcome to Jade Mountain Academy, and it says at this school you'll be learning side by side with dragons from all the other tribes, so we wanted to give you some basic information that may be useful as you get to know one another. You have been assigned to a winglet with 6 other dragons. The winglet groups are listed on the following page. Thank you for being part of this school. You are the hope of Paria's future. You are the dragons who can bring lasting peace to this world. We wish you all the power of Wings of Fire. And so there are 5 winglets, which consist of 7 dragons, 1 from each tribe. So the Jade Winglet, Gold Winglet, Silver Winglet, Copper Winglet, and Quartz Winglet. And the protagonists in this arc are in the Jade Winglet. And we do see like other characters that we recognize from the first arc, like in the Gold Winglet and in the Silver Winglet. But we meet a lot of new characters in this arc, which is cool. And another thing that I liked was how the Dragons of Destiny thought making a school after the war would be a good idea, because, I mean, everyone was hating each other and a war just ended. So these dragons are like, well, how should we get to move forward peacefully? And so the Dragons of Destiny thought having a school would be a good idea. So then, and that's where we come in with Moonwatcher, who is the Nightwing member of the Jade Winglet. And so she was not raised like other Nightwings. She hatched in the Rainforest Kingdom where her mother, Secret Keeper, was watching her. And something that's really cool about Moonwatcher is that she does have Nightwing powers, foresight, and mind reading, which we saw, like, Starflight didn't have that, the Nightwings didn't have that, but we see that these Nightwings can have those powers, they just had to be born under moonlight. And because the Nightwings were living on the volcano before, none of them had those abilities. Fate Speaker, when she was born, she's probably under the clouds when the moons were up, but yeah, because of the smoke, she didn't actually like really receive those powers. So like it's you can kind of get that idea, but yeah, like this book it's nuts. And to have more information about this book, it says peace has come to Paria for now. So the war between the tribes is finally over, and now the dragons of the prophecy have a plan for lasting peace. Jade Mountain Academy, a school that will gather dragonets from all the tribes and teach them to live together, perhaps even as friends. Moonwatcher isn't sure how she feels about school, however. Hidden in the rainforest for most of her life, the young Nightwing has an awful secret. She can read minds and even see the future. Living in a cave with dozens of other dragons is noisy, exhausting, and dangerous. In just a few days, Moon finds herself overwhelmed by her secret powers and bombarded by strange thoughts, including those of a mysterious dragon who might be a terrible enemy. And when somebody starts attacking dragons within the academy, Moon has a choice to make: stay hidden and safe, or risk everything to save her new friends. So yeah, at Jade Mountain Academy, Moon doesn't like it. But I do like how the Dragons of Destiny like set everything up. Like They're these clawmates, I think, where like they sleep in these rooms and they have like a friend or two with them. So Moon got paired with Kinkachu and Carnelian, and so we love Kinkachu. She's a returning character, and Carnelian is someone else who's new. And about the other Winglet characters, so okay, let me go back to the list. So we have 6 other dragons. Our Icewing that we follow is Winter. He is chilly. He is stuck up, but that's his character. We have Umber, super sweet. I love him. Clay's brother. We have Kinkachu, our bubbly firecracker. Kibble, our smart dragonette from book 5, who is... I don't know what you'd call it, but he works with Thorn, or he did. We have Turtle, who is a prince and one of Tsunami's many brothers. And then we have Carnelian, who is quite the fiery character. Not like Peril, but Carnelian is kind of cool. Anyway, so yeah, they all start to get to know each other, and it's really weird because Moon can hear everyone's thoughts, and she's really uncomfortable and uneasy. And what I liked is at one point in the book where Moon is in the library with Starflight, she sees Sora, and when she reads Sora's thoughts, she's like, oh, she's a lot like me. She's shy. She doesn't want to be around everyone. And I like that Moon thought that they could be good friends, and she actually wished at one point that they were in the same Winglet. They're not, unfortunately. I think they could have been good friends. And yeah, and talking about Sora, on that topic, there is this, like, attacker that's, like, there's these bombs that are going off in the school, these cactus bombs, which I find really interesting that these things, like, explode and shoot needles everywhere. But yeah, there's these explosions, and we kind of thought that, like, Icicle, who is Winter's sister, I'm sorry I'm bouncing all over the place. There's a lot that happens in this book, even though we only stay in one setting, which is Jade Mountain. It's not like we go to different kingdoms in this book. It's just at Jade Mountain, which I like, but it's like we get to know a lot of characters, but there's quite a bit of plot as well. Like, Moon, she does not connect with the other Nightwings in this school. They are jealous that she is healthy and has lived a happier life because they were stuck on the volcano. They didn't like that. And she's trying to fit in and, like, work with these other dragons. And, you know, she starts becoming friends with Kinkachu. She gets to know Kibble a little bit more. And it's really apparent that, like, Kibble is interested in getting to know Moon. And even though Winter, like, hates Nightwings, because Icewings and Nightwings, they have a history. You know, they had a war 2,000 years ago, and they hate each other. But, you know, even Winter is just like, man, Moon's kind of cute. And he shows Moon his scavenger named Bandit at one point. So, like, everyone is enchanted by Moon. Or not everyone. But, yeah, and you can, like, there's, like, also high-profile dragons at this school. Like, we see an enemy again, and there's this Sea-Wing named Pike who is always at her feet or her talons, you know, like, it's crazy. And then with the voice in her head, there is another mind reader in the area, and Moon tries to get to know this person, or this dragon. Not really, but she's like, who are you? And this voice in her head is trying to teach her these things, like, should you, like, how training her, quote unquote. I don't know. It's later on revealed that he is Darkstalker, because he asked her, like, who is this? Or, like, what happened to these dragons at this time? And so he learns the truth about his former girlfriend named Clearsight and an old friend named Fathom, who is a Sea-Wing. Clearsight's a Nightwing. And so there's these dragons from 2,000 years ago, and we also hear of Albatross, again, and he was first mentioned in The Lost Heir, but we get more insight into him with this book. And from there, this book is crazy. With the cactus bombs, Carnelian goes in and she dies. She had potential, yeah. She was also pretty moody and not very nice. She's really rude and, yeah. She called Moon Ditzy, no, she called Kinkajou Ditzy and Moon Mumbles. Yeah, she gave them nicknames. Like, yeah, she was rude, but I feel like she had potential. Like, she does not want to be seen as weak, because Moon can read everyone's mind, so she could see that maybe Carnelian wasn't completely stuck up like Winter was. And, Kibble, he's also smart. Like, even though he can't read minds, he's really good at reading other dragons or knowing how others feel. Turtle is really quiet, and we don't know much about him. He doesn't appear much until later on in the series, but we'll get more into him later. He's really laid back, chill, mellow, and so I don't really mind him, but it's just like there's so much about this dragon that we don't know. So, yeah, and then there's Umber, who's really sweet. But yeah, along with Carnelian's death, there's the cactus bomb that goes off. Poor Taryn ends up being injured, and then one of the Nightwing's big tail gets killed as well. So Tamarin is, at this point, the only survivor of the three who were attacked. And we later find out that, Icicle is being targeted because Icicle was supposed to be in, I think it was the History Cave. And she wasn't there. That's when the bomb went off. And then later on in the book, she was trying to get killed again. And so someone is trying to kill Icicle, and we don't know who. And that's where we go back into Sora. It was Sora who tried to kill Icicle. Why? Well, in Sora's thoughts, when Moon read her mind, Sora killed Crane, which was Clay's sister, who is mentioned in book 1. So there's a lot going on in this book, and there's still more I haven't mentioned, but you really need to get into this series. There's a lot of context and a lot of information and focus in each book. It's really, really cool. Moon has to risk saving her friends by revealing her secret, and she tries to overcome that in the beginning because she's shy. She doesn't know who she can trust. And then she sort of overcomes that, or she tries to save her friends because she knows what matters to her. And so she tells everyone, no, stop, don't go in the History Cave. And that's how Carnelian dies. And everybody else, stops. And then the explosion goes off, and then, dragons die. And so then, her friends are like, wait, how did you know about this? Did you do this? And so then she almost regrets doing what she did. I made worse. My friends hate me now because they think I did this when I didn't. Moon didn't mean to hurt anyone. Kinkajou is you didn't tell us about this. Kibble is then, freaking out because he thinks he revealed things that he shouldn't have. Winter thinks that Moon is lying and is giving her, a day or two to confess. Umber, I don't remember him being in this scene. He showed up later. Clay, he took Tamarin to the healer's. Peril tried to pull out Carnelian, but it was too late. Yeah, Peril was roaming around in the school. She isn't in any of the winglets, but it's, the only place where she's welcome anywhere because with Clay being at the school. But yeah, so, and then Turtle, he's calm. He's the only one that is still standing with Moon. And so he takes her to one of the underground lakes to help heal her because she got some of the thorns from the cactus bomb struck her. So he takes her to the pool, and it's been so long since I've read this book, so I can't really remember what happens after that, but Moon's I need to prove that I'm a good dragon, that I care about everyone. So then she tries to find Kibli and Kinkajou, and again, they don't trust her at first, and I mean, you can understand why. Everyone's reaction's a little bit different. Winter, he does not care. He's like, I'm giving you, like, he does not want to see her. But Turtle, Kibli, and Kinkajou help Moon out to crack this case, and they eventually find out that it was Sora who did it. And so Umber and Sora know that Icicle is going to be after her, and so they try to find Icicle. But Icicle has other plans. She is going to try and kill some of the Dragons of Destiny. And then they're like, oh shoot, we need to find Icicle. And so they also try to find Winter, I think, at one point, but they know that, like, Icicle would try to kill Glory. I'm not sure, like, why or how they discovered that, but we find out that Winter has a brother who is held captive by Scarlet, and Icicle would try to save her brother Hailstorm, so by killing one of the Dragonets of Destiny, or any of them. And so first they think of Glory because Scarlet hates Glory, and then they think of an easy target like Starflight. So they go to the library, and that's where Icicle is to kill Starflight. There's a lot going on, and then that's where Winter tries to, like, get Icicle to stop. I'm losing words here, but Icicle is desperate to save the brother that's worth saving. And we aren't really sure, like, what Winter did to get his family to hate him so much. And we'll find that out later on in the series. I mean, his book is the next book. But, yeah, anyway. And so then Icicle escapes, and then Moon, Turtle, Kibli, and Kinkajou, and Winter, who went right after Icicle to find her, because they know she's after Scarlet to save Hailstorm, and so they leave Jade Mountain, and that's where the book ends. And the epilogue is in Scarlet's perspective, and, or maybe not, but there's this dragon that she's working with, so Scarlet's not alone. And so there's a lot to uncover here, and Scarlet's back. She's a really cool villain. I love her. And there's a lot going on. And on top of that, Moon, the voice out she was speaking with, is no longer going to be around because she's too far to read his mind. That's why she couldn't hear him before. And Darkstalker's like, if you help me, I'll help you. And so Moon knows, like, she can't trust this dragon, but she does it anyway. I forget why. Again, it's been a while since I've read this book, but you'll get a lot more details if you read it, because it's really, really good, and I definitely suggest reading Moon Rising by 2E.T. Sutherland. And so that'll be it for this review. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you all on my next one. Bye.